Now, the news for South Mississippi. The 4 o'clock show.
Well, good Wednesday afternoon, South Mississippi. Thanks for joining us.
And welcome to the 4 o'clock show. Federal investigators are calling it the largest prescription drug investigation in the nation's history, right in South Mississippi. They say it involves dirty doctors and prescription pills. Local and state officials across several southern states have been working with the DEA for 15 months to stop the flow of prescription drugs from flooding the streets. The investigation, dubbed Operation Polluted, led to the arrests of 22 doctors and pharmacists and 280 other individuals across Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and Arkansas. Michelle Lady was at the press conference today detailing the investigation, and we'll have more coming up on WLOX News at 6.
A mother and her child were killed this morning in a 3-car accident on I-10 in Jackson County. Mississippi Highway Patrol says it happened near the Ocean Springs exit about 7:30 this morning. 27-year-old Ashton Elizabeth Johnson and her 4-year-old daughter Kinsey of Gaucher died at the scene. Officers say Johnson was traveling westbound when traffic started to slow and an 18-wheeler hit her car, pushing it into another vehicle. They say the 2 other drivers were taken to Singing River Hospital with minor injuries. Well, we've been hearing some thunder rumbling outside of the WLOX studios today, mostly up to the north, I believe.
I think so, but I bet that means there's some rain out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Carrie Duncan for a look at our forecast tonight. Carrie?
There is some thunderstorm activity. It is mainly north of I-10, though, and we are going to continue to see these showers and thunderstorms through the evening hours. Once the sun sets, we should see most of the activity die down. Here's a look at WLOX 24/7 radar. Now, it looks like most of it is drifting off toward the east, but the thunderstorms themselves are firing up and then raining themselves out before they start to drift. So we were watching the one that was over the Wool Market area. It started drifting, and as it starts to drift, it really loses most of its intensity. However, there is one storm still south of Saussure along 49 around Lyman and 53, and we will continue to see this one again rain itself out. Definitely some thunder and lightning with this storm. Wind gust about 30 miles an hour, and it does look like we're seeing the strongest thunderstorm right now up into Stone County. This particular storm line is also tied to one up north around Hattiesburg. We saw a report that there was an 18-wheeler that was turned over, and that from a strong wind gust with this line of storms, and that was up around I-59 and Highway 49 in the, again, around the Hattiesburg area. So moving into the Wiggins area now, back to the west, these cells really aren't moving all that much. This one may be starting to drift a little bit to the east, and then over into the Loosedale area. We also see some thunderstorm activity just north of Loosedale along 98 and then 63. We're also seeing some pretty rough weather right now. Like I said, though, a lot of this activity should die down. Notice that a lot of the thunderstorms are moving off toward the south and east of Hattiesburg around Wiggins now, and these cells are starting to move, but the ones along the coast really aren't drifting, and if they are doing anything, they're drifting. And so we're not going to see a whole lot of movement with the storms along the immediate coast, but when you move up to Stone County, those are drifting off toward the east, but again, still moving fairly slowly. Satellite and radar imagery showing this line of storms is actually out in front of a frontal system that's just now making its way into the Mississippi Delta. Sunny conditions behind that front and a little bit drier. We're staying humid, and it looks like we're going to actually stay that way. That front is expected to actually stall over the area. Our temperatures right now a little bit cooler because of the rain. Bay St. Louis, though, not seeing any rain, seeing a temperature of 90 degrees. When you factor in what it feels like, it feels very hot. We're seeing 94 feels like number in New Orleans, so it probably feels about like 95 in Bay St. Louis, 83 in Gulfport. Not much of a temperature difference as you look north of that front. For us, though, like I said, we are certainly going to be seeing pretty humid conditions, 77 by 1 a.m. And we will keep that chance of showers in the forecast. Notice those showers popping up this evening, but at 8 o'clock, once that sun sets, we see most of that activity die down, and then it pops back up as we head into the afternoon hours, and it looks like it's going to be, again, another day of about a 30–40% chance of showers and thunderstorms through the day tomorrow. But as we head through the weekend, rain chances diminish. We'll take a closer look at that at 5.
On the Memorial Day weekend.
That's
too.
right.
All right, thanks, Gary.
Well, back to the news. Today was the day to get down to business, literally.
That's right, and Doug Walker has that story.
For the 5th year now, the Mississippi Coast Chamber of Commerce hosted a post-legislative breakfast and breakout session this morning at Golden Nugget in Biloxi. About 150 chamber members from up and down the Mississippi Gulf Coast were in attendance, as were several state lawmakers, both senators and representatives. Now, what they talked about was what happened in the past legislative session as far as business interests are concerned. What was done to help business thrive in the state of Mississippi and here on the coast. And for the chamber director, these types of meetings, getting out of the halls of Jackson, are very important.
I think anytime we can expose our members, the business community, to our elected officials, to create relationships, to be able to have conversations one-on-one, then we're doing a service.
Now, in addition to talking about what was accomplished for business interests in the past legislative session, chamber members and lawmakers talked about what they want to accomplish next year in 2016 and the years beyond to help business thrive. Reporting in Biloxi, Doug Walker, WLOX News.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, South Mississippi celebrates our veterans with beautiful music in the annual Sounds by the Sea concert that's happening this weekend. We'll have a preview of what you can expect.
Also happening this weekend, the big annual Gulfport Memorial Day Blowout over at the Gulfport Dragway. We'll talk to a couple of the event organizers and tell you what's going to be happening this year.
And later, it's the first major event at the new Island View Beach Tower. Taste, Rattle, and Roll is tomorrow. We'll get a sample of what you can expect at this big party.
The news for South Mississippi continues. The 4 o'clock show.
Sponsored exclusively in high definition by Butch Osterlet Mazda. See Mazda's redesigned lineup today.
Memorial Weekend brings with it a treasured tradition in South Mississippi as music fills the air for Sounds by the Sea. The Gulf Coast Symphony is saluting veterans with this amazing annual concert. And this year there are even a few surprises. Here to tell us about this year's Sounds by the Sea from the Gulf Coast Symphony, Dobbs Dennis. Dobbs, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having us.
It's already that time of year again.
It is
I can't
time,
believe it. Memorial Day weekend.
Right, time flies. And this is going to be our 13th Sounds by the Sea. Of course, we have 2 venues. The first venue is Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, as a matter of fact, at Jones Park. And then Sunday will be at Beach Park in Pascagoula. So it's just going to be great.
So you'll have Gulfport and Pascagoula.
Right.
That kind of helps people out. They don't have to travel so far to enjoy this amazing concert.
And the cost is just right for the public. It is free. This is our gift back to the community, though it does.
And to our veterans.
And to the veterans, that's right. And we have special seating for veterans. There are people who have donated tables that's close by the stage, so all they have to do is talk to one of the Gulf Coast Symphony members, and we'll all have our badges on, so we'll be able to get them up close.
That is great. Now, do people need to bring any seating for this event?
This is a bring your own lawn chair kind of thing, and we'll set up, people can start setting up their lawn chairs at 6 p.m., or they can just bring their blankets, or they can even show up earlier and make a picnic of it. We have a lot of people do that. And then we have our pre-concert music begins at 7 p.m., and that's with the Gulf Coast Chorale over here in Gulfport and Singing River Chorale in Beach Park in Pascagoula. Then the symphony concert actually starts at 7:30, and then it finishes off with the fireworks at the last song. We do have a little special event that's going on at the Beach Park venue, and we have the Howling Mad Smith chapter of the Marine Corps League are going to do a reenactment of the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima, and it is very touching. Last
that
year,
will be beautiful.
Oh, last year I turned around and looked as tears were streaming out of my eyes. I looked, everybody else.
And that's only in Jackson County.
Only in Jackson County. We can't get them 2 days in a row, though.
That's kind of tough.
We keep trying, though.
Yeah, well, this is huge. And do you find that it gets bigger every year? And do people, I'm sure you see a lot of the same faces coming back because they enjoy it so much.
Every year, we seem to get more and more people to show up. Last year, we had 6,000 people, which was up from the numbers from previously. We're actually expecting 7,000 or 8,000, especially since we're going to have some great weather this week.
You're talking about between both concerts, right?
Well, right. In Jackson County, 7,000 or 8,000. In Jones Park, probably get closer to 10,000.
Oh my goodness.
It's a big crowd. And parking, of course, is going to be a premium. You'll have to, in Jones Park, you'll have to park across the street and walk across Highway 90.
And of course, they'll have people helping people do that.
There will be directions. And in Pascagoula, they'll have parking and shuttles at Sacred Heart Catholic Church on Martin Street. And there'll be other designated parking too, but we do ask people, don't park on people's lawns.
That's right. Well, it is Sounds by the Sea, the Gulf Coast Symphony. It is an amazing concert, and Saturday it's at Jones Park and Sunday at Beach Park. So you have one in Gulfport, one in Pascagoula, so that kind of helps everybody out, makes it easier if you want to attend.
And it's free.
Absolutely free, so it's a great way to spend the day with a family this Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, straight ahead, we'll hear a bit of what you can expect at this weekend's concert. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. One of the musicians in the studio. And now we're going to get a sample of what you can expect this weekend at Sounds by the Sea with one of the musicians from the symphony.
Yeah, please enjoy a violinist, Sasha Ferreira. Saturday, May 23rd, Jones Park. And then again Sunday, May 24th, over at Beach Park in Pascagoula. It's the Sounds by the Sea with the Gulf Coast Symphony.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful violin by Mr. Ferreira.
And it is fantastic. Well, there's even more happening this holiday weekend. How about the annual Memorial Day blowout out at the Gulfport Dragway? Details right around the corner. Well, as all of you know, every year the Asgard Motorcycle Club of South Mississippi hosts its annual Gulfport Memorial Day Blowout event. Soon you'll start hearing the roar of engines. All those bikes cruise into the coast, and this weekend's event is all set to raise money for a series of great causes. Here to tell us all about what we can expect out at the Gulfport Dragway. From the Asgard Motorcycle Club, we have Asgard Mark and Asgard Buff right there. Hey, fellas, thanks for being with us. I know you're getting excited. You guys when do you really start planning and gearing up? I know the schedule is kind of the same, but when do you really start getting in game mode for this thing?
Just before the toy run, actually. We have our flyers printed up by the first of the year.
And that toy run's a Christmas event. So
yeah, Thanksgiving.
Now, Buff, I'm looking at some of these events you have coming up. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, how do you fit all this in?
Well, a lot of planning, a lot of participation by the people that are out there. The big thing is we encourage everyone to come out there. It's not a case of if you have a motorcycle, you like motorcycles, you like events, you like motorcycle games, you like drag racing, whatever. You just come on out. Doesn't matter what kind of motorcycle you ride. Just come on out and enjoy yourself. You know,
Mark, Buff talked about the drag racing. I had a fella tell me just the other day that there are some guys in that drag racing thing that are like professionals or something in from Louisiana and Texas. They're big time, right?
Yeah, they race for points. This is not a points race. It's always been a money race. But yeah, they're definitely professional people, you know.
And Buff, what do you guys enjoy about this event? What do you guys enjoy about knowing that you're going to throw this huge Memorial Day blowout every year?
We enjoy seeing old friends that have come. This is our 33rd year of putting it on. As a motorcycle club, we've been in existence 36 years, but we enjoy the people that come back year after year, the camaraderie. People that have never been come and they go, wow, I wish I should have come years ago. It's a good event, it's for good causes, and it helps the Gulf Coast, entire Gulf Coast, as far as what we get out of it to give back to organizations throughout the year.
Now, you already talked about the toy run, Mark, but what other things is the Asgard Club kind of into in terms of raising money for charitable endeavors?
Over 3 decades, that's all we've done is the blowout and the toy run. That's our 2 main charitable events that we put all our efforts into almost since the beginning of the club.
And you get folks that come in. This isn't just a coastal thing. I talked about some of the riders that are coming in from you know, other states all across probably the southern U.S. But you see folks not only participating, but just as spectators enjoying all of the fun. They're coming in from where? How far away?
Well, we consider ourselves a Southeast regional event, but I've seen a lot of license plates from all over the United States, Canada. We've even had some people from Europe that have shipped their bikes over here and have attended our event.
Bob, what's your favorite? Look, I'm just going to read some of the events as we have the information up on the screen. Friday, May 22nd through the 25th, Gulfport Dragway. Everything from the Daisy Dukes contest to the slow race, which is kind of interesting. The barrel race, you got the drag race. What's kind of your favorite event?
I think one that you didn't mention was the bike show. I enjoy the bike show probably the most due to the fact that a lot of people take pride in their motorcycles regardless of what kind it is. We have antiques, we have dressers, we actually have a rat class in the bike show, and people put a lot of time and money and a lot of polish to get their bikes for people to come. And there's nothing better than someone saying, man, you got a nice looking bike.
Yeah. Well, hey, have a big time this weekend. We encourage everybody to head out to the Gulfport Dragway and enjoy the Memorial Day blowout, the Asgard Motorcycle Club. Thanks, fellas, for being with us.
Thank you, Dave.
Appreciate you having us.
Well, it's the first major event over at the new Island View Casino Beach Tower south of Highway 90. It's called Taste, Rattle, and Roll. We're going to tell you all about that when we come back.
Noon on WLOX News at 5.
Barbecue has a new champion. South Mississippi shed owners share what it's like to bring home the bacon.
It's coming up tonight on WLOX News at 5, where you get the news for South Mississippi.
Well, tomorrow night there's a big party over at the new beach tower, Island View Casino Resort and Gulfport. They're calling it Taste, Rattle, and Roll.
That's right. The party looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And today to tell us all about it, we have the Gulfport Chamber of Commerce Director Emily Pickering and Chef Billy Wright, and he's going to show us how to make delicious chanceux wonton.
Very good, Karen. I didn't know Chinese was one of your languages.
Chanceux, yeah. It involves duck, apparently, right, Billy?
Yes, ma'am. It does involve duck. The duck's actually confit. It's been cooked in its own fat for about 6 hours. So then we pull it off the bone, and we have a chanceux sauce warming up. We'll throw the duck in just to bring the chill off of the duck.
And that chanceux sauce is a little bit of like barbecue sauce?
It is a type of a barbecue sauce. It's hoisin, a little bit of hoisin sauce, sesame sauce, Chinese 5-spice, all cooked down real slow.
That's a great smell.
Now, Emily, tell us a little bit about this kind of Taste, Rattle, and Roll, and what's the Chamber's involvement?
Sure. Well, this is a fundraiser for us. It goes towards our program of work, so our military initiatives, our small business grants, our high school scholarships. It goes towards an array of things that we do throughout the year. It's our first year to have Taste, Rattle, and Roll. We're very fortunate to partner with Island View to have it in the new beach tower. And as Karen, you mentioned earlier, we're the first public event to be held in the new beach tower. So we're very excited.
Is that going to be over kind of like on the pool deck area?
It is. It's on the south side of Highway 90, Beach Boulevard. It's going to be on the 3rd floor convention center, so you will have the entire 3rd floor. We have about 18 Gulfport restaurants that will be there serving their favorite dishes. As Billy was telling you about his, that they're going to be serving at Carter Green will be there serving this tomorrow evening. We do have 2 live bands that will be performing Cut Bait, which features Mayor Billy Hughes. And then we'll also have
a drummer, quite a drummer, Billy Hughes.
Yes, he is. And then we'll also have the Miles Sharp Band with Councilman Miles Sharp there performing. So it's going to be a great time.
Now, is this on the menu at Carter Green normally?
It is on the menu. It's something
is it an appetizer, or?
It is an appetizer. It's something we just picked up maybe 4 months ago, so it's fairly new.
Now, Billy, tell folks who, because the South Tower is so new, what are some of the eating establishments over there on the south side of 90?
We have the Beach Grill, we have the Spa, Fresh, the Diner, the Beignet Shop, Coast Candy Makers.
A lot going on over there, food-wise and otherwise. Well, it's Taste, Rattle, and Roll at Island View Casino Resort in the new beach tower, and it is coming up Thursday, May 21st from 6 until 9 at the beach tower. That's tomorrow, right around the corner.
That's correct. We hope you all can make it.
All righty, Emily, Billy, thanks for being with us on the 4 o'clock show. We appreciate it. We can't wait to taste the wonton with the ducks. And thanks for joining us on this afternoon's edition of the 4 o'clock show.
We'll see you back here in 30 minutes for the news at 5. Emily.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
How depression could put you at risk for other health issues. And a new study suggests the gender of a baby may play a factor in a mother getting diabetes. People battling depression have a greater risk of developing Parkinson's disease. That's according to Swedish researchers who looked at more than 140,000 people. They found within 1 year of the study, depressed people were 3 times more likely to develop Parkinson's. 15 to